Here is the XL125 transmission, and what I have done, and the washer is actually sticking to it now, is actually ground the gear down this time. So last time what I did is I tried to repair the shift fork, and we made the bumps a little bit higher, but as you can see from the grind mark, if the camera would focus, thank you camera, there's a grind mark right there that actually goes this way. So even after all the welding and grinding and all that shit, the shift bumps are actually like the exact same or just slightly higher than they were stock. So it made no difference. Second gear worked for like 5 minutes and then it just started right back to skipping like it used to. So of course that pissed me off because now I gotta pull the motor again. So this time I ground down the inside of the gear quite a bit, like 2 mil. And I ground down this piece, which is part of the pressurized oil bearing. Now I didn't actually grind down any of the actual bearing surface. So the bearing surface is still the same size it was. The only thing that's different is now I have like 2 mil lower on the gear. And it actually sits on the shift pins now. But it's almost rubbing on that gear. So if I was to go any lower, then that would cause an issue. But you can see where the second gear is supposed to sit. It's supposed to sit up here. But for whatever reason, the shift forks won't go that far. So we gotta drop her down. I'd much rather have a tiny bit of gear tooth hanging off, like tiny bit of gear tooth hanging off, than have these shift pins just keep skipping and second gear be basically useless. And second gear is one of those gears where if you go from first to third, the jump is way too big. You need second gear. Or you need a bigger sprocket on the back so that second gear is not as noticeable. So hopefully with that fix I can double up the washers on this side just to make up for the space that I ground out, and hopefully that will do the trick. Alright, so this is the process of installing the new cam chain, if I can do it. So I'm hoping I can do it. Alright, so I got the brand new cam chain. Should be the right one. I should be able to pull the cam toucher all the way back. There are some cracks in the cam guide. I'm not going to worry about it too much, it's not worn. Everything just bead cracks. So, hopefully with the new cam chain, so it's not slapping around. The old guides will be fine because they're not that worn. Like, to be honest, the surface of the bus pretty much brand new. Other than the fact that the one looks like it has little hairline cracks about halfway through it. But, yeah, we're going to risk it. Alright, so this is a bit to drop it behind your leg. Not sure what that is. Got the chain over. I don't know if there's anything out there. Also never done this before, so it's a learning process. So I have to take this plate off. Anyway, should be able to crack this summit. There. Yeah, it's like this little guard plate. Oh yeah, that feels like there's a spring tension on it. That's weird. Oh, I feel like this fucking yeah, that's spring single cable. Oh. Yeah, it still comes. I feel like it seems like stuff on this. That's the end of the bearing. Get a straight angle. Right there.
There we go. Sorry, old chain's out. Yeah.
See how it compares to the new one. Yeah, there's a bit of stretch in there. Kind of hold them level as I can. You can clearly tell that the new one is shorter. Not by a lot, but it's definitely tighter. Alright, so that was the old. And hopefully easy in with the new. I think I'll just kind of fall down there for you. Since you got the low down angle. Yeah, just beat yourself down there. Oh, great. Oh, there it is. I see it. Can I have you no, no. It's right there, though. There you go. That's a hit. A little bit more so I can get over the wheel here. There you go. Push that past the stupid light thingy. There. Alright, so this is pretty good. That's going to be one tight bit. Look at the longer. Oh, fucking camera's gonna die. Alright, I'll get back to you just as I'm about to get the cam chain rolled on. Got the flywheel back on and monitor the timing. Oh, I did manage to pick up 5 used tires, and yes, they look kind of shitty, but I could not beat the price that I got these for. $7 a piece. So I paid 40 bucks for 5 tires, because that includes the one that's on it right now. That one also came with the set. That is a, I don't know, 3/4 worn Pirelli Scorpion. I mean, it's still got loads of tread left on it for what me and my brother want to do with it. I mean, especially the sidewall. Yeah, the sidewall tread is almost like brand new. It's just been friggin' road driven a lot, so there's no flat spot tread left on it. But as far as, yeah, turning radius tread, got lots. So I mean, shit, that's fucking good enough for us. Got one complete set of Moto Z tires. We got a Moto Z front, which as you can see is braking worn, but that's, again, fine, don't care. And another half-bald rear, Moto Z. So there's a pair of Moto Z tires for 14 bucks. And just to give you an example of what they're replacing, so these are the tires that I had to replace. Can you tell why? So I mean, it didn't really matter how bald the dirt tires were, because this thing is to the point where if you're going to go down the road on this tire, it's just going to come apart. Like, this is one of those tires that would come apart if you were trail riding on it. I mean, even the bead's cracked. Like, look here. Even the bead's cracked. So I had to get rid of this tire. Because, I mean, it's so bad. The front's not quite as bad as the rear, but like, there's even threads trying to pop out on the inside down there. So that's why I bought some super cheap used dirt bike tires, because that's what they were replacing. So that's now garbage. So I got the 2 Moto Zs, and I just happened to get 2 Russian tires for my Russian bike. Oh, they're not. Oh, this one's a barium. Looks like it says barium. Not sure, motocross. This tire seems to have quite a bit of tread still left on it, which is nice. So that's a good front. It's got a couple bald spots on it, but again, not worried. It's got lots of side tread left on it. All the side nubs are still there. And a rear that is a Metzeler, the exact same company tire that is on 370 right now. So that is probably going on the back of this guy to replace this no tread tire. And it is also a Metzeler whatever Enduro. The tire on this guy I paid $40 for, brand new. So that's a brand new tire. Well, now it's like 2 years old, 3 years old, but bought it brand new for $40. It's a Duro. Cheap shit. Great little tire though, has amazing traction. So that's the update, guys. At the moment, everything is running. 50 runs, 370 runs. Still needs a clutch, but right now it runs and drives. And the 125 also runs. Oh, man. So much better. Yeah, you can hear the exhaust fucking